Hello tarot friends, welcome to my channel. This is Balsamic Moon Tarot and I'm here with a pick a card reading. Today we are going to discuss your path to success. That is the theme for this reading. What will help you? What will aid you on your path to success? How does this path reveal itself to you? What can you expect on this path? So I have 3 cards already selected for the 3 different readings. Take a moment to select the card based on the crystal here. So, with that being said, I will now show you each crystal. For pile 1, we have blue scheelite. For pile 2, we have this ammonite fossil. You can see the swirl. Let me get this as close as I can. And then for pile 3, we have blue turquoise here. Beautiful color. Okay. So feel free to skip ahead to the timestamps in the description box below, and I'll see you at your reading. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. You selected this blue scheelite stone, and it's really beautiful. And for the card, we're going to flip it over now. You received the message, cutting through. The I Ching hexagram number 21. Fire above, thunder below. Wow. Kind of makes me think of the Tower card in the tarot. So this is about your path to success. This is going to predict and advise on how you can achieve what it is you're trying to achieve. Okay, so we're going to start with tarot cards. What is the message for pile 1? Their path to success. What is the message for pile 1? Okay, yes, we have enough cards there for now. Let's let me go ahead and turn these over and then I'll give you the first message. But first I do want to take a quick look at this hexagram. Confronting a thorny situation and cutting through it. Oh yes. Take decisive action and you will meet with good fortune and even your destiny. Don't be afraid to shake things up a bit. The ability to take corrective measures when they are needed is an essential trait of leadership. Though your actions may be vigorous, they must not be hasty, severe, or arbitrary. Be sure to carefully consider all the circumstances. In the case of a serious disruption of relations or events, forgive but don't forget. At least not until the person has made reparation for mistakes. If corrective action is necessary, make certain that it truly fits the crime. When rules have become slack and useless, only through the institution of clear and swift penalties can their effectiveness be restored. In those situations where serious issues of justice are at stake, keep careful records and do not hesitate to go public with the truth. Wow, so this is the card for like a whistleblower. This is a card for somebody who is, again, swift, decisive action. You know, someone who has considered the ramifications carefully. And I'm also hearing knowledge is power. So what you know is powerful. What you know is going to help you achieve what you're trying to achieve. Let's see what the tarot has to say. We have the Temperance card, 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Swords, and the Emperor. Wow. The King of the Knight of Pentacles. I wanted to say King. And the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, pile 1. Wow, your path to success. I can see a few different scenarios here. I think for some of you this is a work situation, yet for others of you this is a family or more interpersonal, like more personal situation, people that you have close relations with. And then for others, you know, this is more general about, you know, your self-development and figuring out how to navigate your life and how to fulfill your potential and be the best you can be in this lifetime. So with cutting through, I'm definitely seeing how it's important to not delay or postpone something you already know needs to be done. I can see this in the 8 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords is showing a situation that you might have been ignoring or looking the other way. But with the Temperance card here, I think that when you actually act on this and do what you know you're supposed to do, like you know the right thing to do here, you don't really need guidance on that, but by just doing the thing, you're going to realize you have support here. You have support from spirit, you have support from your guides on the other side. So this 8 of Pentacles and this 7 of Pentacles, and look, Knight and Queen of Pentacles too, right? These pentacles are all in the center here, and they're all talking about applying yourself and applying what you know and taking that time to evaluate what you've been doing and how you've been doing it, you know, your methods, your practices, and then striving here, right? Striving to be better and striving to be in service as well. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, we do see a situation in which someone has a lot of reverence, respect for another person. I feel like this is the Knight serving as Queen, right? So in your life, I think you are more than Knight, and you have someone in your life that you really, again, respect, admire them, and you want to support them. And you want to support them in a very real way. So with the Emperor card, you yourself are supported by this energy. You're supported because you will be able to go the distance. You will be able to surmount obstacles that are in your way and that might have appeared intimidating to you in the past. Well, they will no longer be intimidating. They are going to be, you're going to realize that there are very clear-cut, concrete ways to overcome those obstacles. And as a result, you're going to, I mean, I feel like promotion is part of this. So this is for you those of you who really click with this reading in terms of the workplace. I feel like promotion is baked into this, but it's more like being very proud of yourself. It's more like that validation that comes with knowing you did your best and just sitting back and looking around and being like, whoa, I did all this. Like all this abundance is because of my hard work and my persistent effort. So with cutting through, what we're seeing here is like taking initiative, you know, being that leader, being the leader in your own life, you know, leading, right? As in, you don't wait for other people to act. You don't wait for other people to take initiative. You don't wait for other people to give you instructions. You're taking this upon yourself. You've got the initiative and you've got the drive and the information, I should add. You know, you have a special skill here. You have a special skill set that primes you for this success. So I think that is a very big, important message to hear off the bat. Yeah, so I'm also seeing here to focus on this relationship. This is someone who has supported you in the past, someone who like nurtured you, supported you, even taught you. It doesn't have to be like a parental figure, but there's a bit of that in there, right? There's a bit of this like mentoring energy here, and someone you just again consider very wise, very wise, very just very admirable. Like, you admire their abilities and you also admire their integrity. Now with the Temperance card, this is echoing the advice from the I Ching, which is that, you know, carefully consider all the ramifications of what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve. Just because you know what's right, don't like rush into acting on it. Like, be decisive, but take that time and take that moment to gather all the information you need to act, okay? And, you know, to prepare, right? To prepare. But again, it's about not getting stuck in analysis paralysis. This is all about taking action, and it's all about, you know, don't kick the can down the road, don't delay, don't procrastinate, you know, give yourself a deadline even for doing this, okay? So if that resonates with you, then this is your reading. Let's continue. What is pile one's advice for, or what is pile one's path to success? What advice can we give them? We have the mystery card. Lovely. Interesting. Yeah, I think you have knowledge of something that not everyone has. Community. Wow. Yeah, you see yourself, you care a lot about community, and you might even have information that threatens the community. Joy. Okay. Very cool. And journey. Okay. Let me put these, actually, let me put these here. Joy and journey. Okay. So, the path to success. Yeah. You are definitely in a situation right now where you have these relationships that are important to you, and you can credit these relationships for your success up until now. Like, people who have shown you support, people who have been generous with you, people who have really helped you in real life ways. Like, it could even be that in the past you've been sick or vulnerable, or, you know, having a crisis, and someone had stepped in and they really took responsibility and helped you in a really big way. So I'm seeing for you, if that resonates with you, I'm seeing that, you know, you're at this point where you're ready to, you feel stronger and you feel like more connected to your individual powers, so you feel like you can make a decision for yourself that will kind of be a way to give back, you know? And I don't see it as this like one-to-one give back, like, oh, someone lent me money and I'm gonna pay them back. Like, it could be that simple. I see it as more of a spiritual issue. Like, maybe when you had been helped by them, you were very distrustful and quite cynical. And then it was over time when you realized, like, wow, these people really are doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. When you realized that you could trust them and that trust was built, then it changed your perspective on a lot of things, right? It changed your worldview. It's like a paradigm shift. It's like you realized the way I've been looking at everything was just incomplete, you know? It wasn't quite accurate. And with this new information and this new perspective, you feel stronger and you feel like you can take more risks in your life that will like give you that growth that you're seeking. So, you know, maybe you're ready to move towns for a new job, or maybe you're ready to move across the country for an education. It's something like that, right? Like you feel like you're stronger now, and you have what it takes to succeed, but you're also recognizing that there were people, there was a community, there was some, you know, some reason why you were able to get to this point. Now, decisive action, again, cutting through, right? This is about like understanding that time is of the essence too, and that you're not going to get any younger. There's something about, you know, understanding the limitations of time and even health. I see that with all these pentacles, and I see it with the Seven of Pentacles, and I see it with the Emperor. Like, you feel like you are on a timetable, and you know that the longer you delay or wait or question yourself, the less likely you're going to take advantage of a window of opportunity. So that's also what I'm seeing. There's a window of opportunity coming your way, and you really want to be in your best position to take advantage of it. In a very simple way, not certainly easy, but in a very simple way, this could mean you want to make sure you have enough in your savings account. Okay, so when it comes to money, I think you're finding new and inventive ways. You're using powerful information to save up money somehow, to build up your war chest. Okay, pile one. Yeah, I think that's the main message here, the path to success. But let me try to find other details, additional details. Let me try to get as specific as possible, so that if there's someone here, or if there are a few people here who need this very specific message, I can try to give you all the information that can help you at this time. Okay, wow, look at that, the sun with joy, which is also the sun. I'm hearing father figure. Okay, look at that, the sun and joy. I'm hearing father figure. Oh wow, I feel like you might be wanting to become a father or a parent. Okay, so Eight of Swords, King of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Sun. Yeah, there's something here. There's definitely information that's come to light that is empowering you. And again, you know, don't delay, take action. Use your powers of discrimination. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, be discerning in what you hear from people or other people. You know, you might be hearing gossip, right? You might be hearing gossip. You might be hearing something unsubstantiated, and unsubstantiated claims. So definitely do your due diligence. But I think that you are privy to something that might be, it might have been kept under wraps for some time. Here's the Eight of Swords. And now you're ready, you're kind of unraveling it, you're kind of like putting the pieces together with the Page of Swords. And then this King of Pentacles, I'm feeling like this is someone else's energy. We have a family here now with the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. So with the King of Pentacles, I feel like there's someone else in your life, either work or family, someone who has been pulling the strings, someone who's been kind of the, you know, the buck stops here type of boss or leader, patriarch, you know, the person who has wielded a lot of power over other people. And I'm not necessarily seeing them as being a villain here, but I do think that you are getting new information about them that is giving you some perspective, and it's making you realize like they're humans. They're human too. They're not like this infallible power that I had put all this like that I was so fearful of. And I think you're realizing you don't really have anything to fear here. So with the Sun card, there's a really strong message here of fulfilling your purpose and being now having the awareness of what your role is, what your special role is, what your special gifts are, and you're going to act on that. It's that simple. Your path to success is about, you know, differentiating, right? Being an individual. And even though there are people in your life that you really respect and admire, it doesn't mean you have to follow in their footsteps. So that's a really big message there for you, Pile 1. That's your path to success. It is about striking out on your own and doing something differently than others in your circle or in your family or in your workplace. Okay, so let's get some cards for advice. And then I'll wrap this up for Pile 1. What is the advice? What is Pile 1's path to success? What is their advice? Okay. Look at that. We have thunderbolts. Wow. That is so similar to cutting through, which does have thunderbolts in the image. I don't know if you see that, but we've got thunderbolts, and then there's thunderbolts here, fire above, thunder below. So this is like the thunderbolt that's not the warning. This is the thunderbolt that is like the, you know, the change. You've been hearing the warning, I think, for some time. You know, you've been hearing gossip, you've been maybe reading the news, but this is about an overnight change. And the question is, are you going to take advantage of it? Are you going to be in a position where you can take advantage of it? So now's the time to do preparation so that when the moment comes, you're ready to just go, like act, you know, don't hesitate, act. Pile 1's path to success. What am I looking for here? Oh yes, I'm looking for this. Okay. Pile 1's path to success. It's interesting because with all these pentacles, I think that it's easy for you to maybe be confused and think like, nothing's changed in my, you know, everything's been sort of the same thing in my life. Like, how could this big change be occurring? Because what I'm seeing in my life is that, you know, every day is the same and everything's kind of become repetitive. But Thunderbolt is going to come. A big change is going to come. It's going to seem like this overnight change, and it is going to change your whole worldview kind of right away. Follow your bliss with the bear going after the honey pot. Look at that honey, that beehive. You know what? This other card wants to come out. Let's go ahead. Wow, stand tall. Beautiful card with this big tree. It's interesting because that tree branch that carries the beehive now looks like an extension of this card, which has the big tree and the, you know, stand tall. So follow your bliss and stand tall. That's the advice. That makes a lot of sense with the sun energy and the joy energy. Like, you know, you feel really good about yourself. You feel really good about what you've been working on, and you're ready to, yeah, you're just, I don't know, you're ready to be set free from some kind of restrictive routine or some kind of goal that maybe was too small for you, and now you want to aim higher. You want to see spread out. See the branches that are spread out. This beautiful big tree. You're ready to grow and get to the next level. I'm gonna pull, oh wow, this is your card. I need to actually... This is the Sacred Web Tarot. I want to make sure... Oh, this is the Star? Wow. So, we have a major arcana card, the Star. Frog, water, web, and starlight. I rise from the healing waters, return to the living wheel of the world, and reach for joy. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, so you have been, you know, like I said before, I think you've been on this, you know, with all these pentacles, you've been working on something, and I think it's a lot about your personal growth or a personal issue where you've been like restoring your strength and building up your strength. And you know, there have been people who really helped you on this path of healing and growth and strengthening, you know. And now you're ready to stand tall, right? Stand tall and be proud of who you are, and reach for something even bigger and better. And this is, you know, this is again following your bliss. Follow your bliss. This is going after a dream and something, you know, going after a vision with Thunderbolt. Let's take a look at that, because I think I know what it means, but the guidebook always has a beautiful message in it. So let's take a look here. This is really interesting. The Thunderbolt description comes right after the sun description. So yeah, the sun is definitely a theme here too. Balanced Thunderbolt energy, illumined, open-minded, content. Imbalanced, suffering through misperception, craving, or aversive. To bring into balance, question the indoctrinations that cause your suffering. Yeah. See? So it's like, again, back to those indoctrinations that cause your suffering. There's somebody in your life that, you know, they have a lot of power, they had a lot of influence, but you're kind of seeing through the facade in a way, and it's not necessarily, I don't know, maybe they are a bad person and they've been doing very bad things. That could certainly be the case, but I don't think that's going to be the case for all of you. I think for some of you it's going to be simply this matter where you realize that their way of looking at things is kind of rigid, and you're learning a wider perspective, and you're learning that it just doesn't apply to you. It's like it's kind of not relevant to your situation and what you're trying to achieve here. So you're trying to break the mold here, and with Thunderbolt you have the power to do that. You're going to have the opportunity to do that, and the advice here is to simply don't hesitate. Don't miss the opportunity, okay? There's a window of opportunity and you need to take it. Ignorance, okay, just to go back to this guidebook. Dispelling ignorance is the theme. Wow. Yeah, this is very much in line with that I Ching message. Weapon of the sky, Thunderbolt is the conductor of consequence. Full-throated and unswerving, this electric iconoclast reigns with force, leveling resistance and dispelling ignorance. Though he seems destructive, his temper plays a part in the evolution of much of Earth's life forms. He has equal power to annihilate and bestow life. The moment he hits is an instant of synthesis, disrupting tightly held notions and lighting the way for new truths to emerge. New truths, that's the star card, you know? See, that's the thing. It's like the sun and the star. The sun is a star. But what this is showing is that the truths are self-evident in your life. You are seeing reality clearly, and you are going to live in accordance with that, right? That's about your consciousness. You can no longer live under deceit, and you will no longer accept something deceitful, you know. And again, it might not be people who are awful, evil people who are lying to you, but it might be that they're operating under a misconception. They're, you know, it's been working for them. That old paradigm's been working for them, but it's not working for you, and you are just not going to tolerate that. Okay. So back to the guidebook. Thunderbolt does not hold back his fervent proclamations, telling you that the difficulty is not in the issue itself, but rather in how you currently choose to see things. Ignorance is at the root of all suffering, and arises from misperception about the nature of existence. Yes, this noxious obstacle to freedom can be overcome with little effort once you cease clinging to limiting and damaging ideas. Call upon Thunderbolt to grace your perceptions with his sonic shockwave. Ask him to transform your perspective into a freshly seen, world-churned, mind-blown experience that elevates all of your relationships. Yeah. Wow, that's a beautiful message to end on. So Pile 1, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for bringing your energy to this reading. And I wish you the very best in what you're trying to achieve. I think your path to success is quite clear here. It's about, you know, following your bliss, and realizing that your bliss is your truth, is reflective of reality, right? Like, don't let anybody try to dissuade you from your true path. And you know, the Thunderbolt, right? What has been hidden, the truths that have been hidden are coming to light. They're being revealed, and they're going to be impossible to ignore. And that's about you too. The truth of who you are and your potential is coming to light, and it's going to be impossible to ignore. So as long as you keep following the bliss and the dream and the vision and your highest principles, your highest vision, you are going to be in alignment with your purpose and your role in this lifetime. So Pile 1, that's a beautiful message. I wish you the very best. Take care. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. We're going to discuss your path to success. What is the advice? What are the predictions on this path? So let's see. You selected Pile 2. You selected the ammonite fossil that's here. Lovely. This is telling me something about ancient wisdom and tapping into ancient memory, maybe even past lives, okay? So the card you selected is Hexagram 36, Darkening of the Light. Earth above, fire below. Wow. It's a beautiful image there. I want to take a quick look. Let me pull up the guidebook. And let's see, what is this hexagram about? When the light goes down, it may be wise to become invisible. Imagine fresh darkness, the period just after sunset or after a fire has gone out. There is still much activity left over from the light of day, and movements in the outer world are at their most dangerous. Even the smallest sound, the faintest glow of light, can attract unwanted attention now. When the darkness of stupidity reigns in human affairs, it is best to keep your brilliance hidden under a bushel basket. Quote, let your thoughts and efforts be quiet, self-contained, and protected as much as possible from harmful influences. Don't let yourself be swept along the current of conventional wisdom when too many dangerous uncertainties exist. Try not to become too depressed or anxious. This period too shall pass. Just endure it for now and preserve your self-confidence while remaining cooperative and flexible. The time to assert yourself will come. Avoid looking too far ahead if you have not yet achieved your goals. That will only stimulate feelings of regret or longing, eating away your inner strength. Now is the time to be cautious and reserved. Control yourself. Do not needlessly stimulate forces of opposition. During dark, unsettled periods, it is best to step gingerly around the sleeping dogs. Okay, Pile 2. Wow, that was an intense message, but I can see how this could apply to you in a number of ways. So let's pull some cards, some tarot cards, before I speak on that, okay? So what is the message for pile 2? Pile 2's path to success. We have the Emperor. Wow. We have the King of Cups. Okay. And we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. Can I get 3 more cards? Oh, the bottom of the deck is the Sun. Beautiful. Ten of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the King of Wands. Wow. You know, I think the Seven of Swords here, and the Emperor too, but the Seven of Swords to me is like collective energy because it was in the pile 1's reading. And you know, this theme of kind of needing to really hold close to the truth, right? Like not letting others' ignorance or deception poison your connection to self, your confidence, your beliefs, not letting the darkness of the world, right? Not letting that penetrate your inner peace. So okay, let's take these 2 cards. There are 2 cards there that wanted to come out. So before I turn these cards over, I just want to tell you the first message I'm getting here. What's interesting is that I see you here as the King of Cups, but I also see you as the King of Wands. And so I'm seeing a transformation. I think in your current state, you are exhibiting more of a King of Cups personality. Someone who is very attentive to others, very caring of others. And, you know, I'm hearing emotional labor, like you're somebody who wants or has strived to make sure that the people around you feel heard, feel understood, feel safe. You inspire a lot of trust in people. People want to confide in you. At the same time, you also struggle in some way. I think that you might be you know what, I'm hearing addiction, so there might be some kind of addictive or compulsive behavior that has been helping you cope, because I feel like you're bottling up something. You know, you're bottling up your own feelings, or you have your own kind of, this is about having like questions, maybe even questions of faith that you don't want to discuss or put, you know, you don't want to put on the open. And that's actually making sense now with the darkening of the light. There's a way in which you don't feel safe to be fully vulnerable, right? And so you have your guard up, you have your emotional guard up, but at the same time you are really picking up on these undercurrents in the environment around you. Okay, you're picking up on, you know, other people's deepest fears, other people's deepest dreams. Like I think you're very sensitive and empathic that way. With the Emperor and the Seven of Swords, I think this is describing the situation you're currently in, which does feel like it's quite judgmental. It feels like you're in a work situation or some kind of community where everyone's kind of scrutinizing everyone else. You know, everyone's, yeah, there's just a lot of judgment here. It's people who are like really on power trips. Yeah, that's what it is. It's people on power trips, and they're, you know, they think they have a right to dictate what other people should do in their own personal lives, and that kind of kills you inside, you know? That's like, that goes so against your beliefs and your values, and yet you have to kind of hide your true feelings and your true thoughts on that, because you just don't want that confrontation. I think you feel outnumbered, you know, and you don't feel strong enough to take on that kind of, to be in the court of public opinion. You know that, you know, if you really speak up and say something, you're aware that people will not have any problem dismissing you. And I think you're not quite ready for that. And you also feel like, why do I have to be the scapegoat? You know, I don't want to be the scapegoat. I don't want to be the victim here, which is valid. So the Seven of Swords, you know, this is you kind of navigating this whole situation, just trying to focus on, you know, getting through the day, getting to the next stepping stone, you know, like, but it's a situation in which it's hard for you to see the bigger picture. It's hard for you to see a way out of it. You know, because you feel like you're kind of retracing your steps here. Like every day, you know, it feels hard to get through the day sometimes, and yet you're also at the end of the day, you're also just like, what is the end game? Where is this going? And that King of Cups in you has that prescience. It has that sense where, like, I need a dream. Like, I can't keep living in this darkness. I need something to believe in, truly believe in, because this is really starting to, you know, drain my soul. This is a soul-sucking situation. So you know it's not tenable in the long run, and you are seeking a way out of it. So I can see what you're striving to do here, Pile 2, that, you know, and the path to success is going to mean, how do you get out of this? How do you navigate to a better situation in life where you can really start to heal your own psyche and not just be the healer, but actually be healed yourself? And maybe even address like some coping mechanisms that aren't healthy, you know, like it could be drugs or drinking or something else to numb the pain, right? So here is the future. This is what I'm seeing in the near future with the Ten of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the King of Wands. It is totally a new day. It's a new dawn. Okay, you're reaching the light at the end of the tunnel. That is showing up for you. This is about the dark night of the soul with the Ten of Swords. And again, darkening of the light, right? That's the card that we first saw. So this is about biding your time, because you are going to have a chance in the near future to take a risk here and invest in your future. Invest in something you really believe in, something you feel passionate about. You're gonna, you know what, I feel like you're gonna apply to a job, or you're gonna put something out there in the hopes that you'll be recognized for your special gift here of, you know, motivating people, of encouraging people, of inspiring people, of even being creative and having a vision. Let's turn these cards over now. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups and we have the Two of Swords. Yeah. So I think there's going to be an opportunity that you become aware of that really inspires you, and it gives you some hope and optimism, and you're going to go for it. It's almost like you're on the fence. Oh, should I go for it? What happens if I get it? Oh no, you know, so I think you're going to be a bit on the fence with that. But it's important. This whole situation is important for you. Like there's a transformation occurring here, and it's not just a transformation of you. It's really a transformation of your external situation. It's a transformation of your surroundings. Like you're going to find a way out of this and way through this. But it does mean, again, some tricky navigation. It does mean, with darkening of the light, that you cannot put all your cards on the table. You can't trust everyone around you. So don't share what your real agenda is, and don't share what your vision is until you know for sure that you are out of the situation that's harmful for you, okay? So, Four of Cups here. Yeah, this is, this is about stagnation too, is what I'm seeing. Stagnation. But, this is important because when you feel like dissatisfied, that's actually going to give you a turning point, because you're going to realize, like, I can't move on in my life until I really, once and for all, draw a line here, put up this boundary that, I don't want that. It's like, this is the no that leads to the yes. This is saying no to one thing, which opens up space for another door to open in your life, for something else better to be offered to you. So it starts with saying no. It starts with an emotional boundary. It starts with a personal boundary. And I think what that is showing is that you're going to realize how much you've been, kind of boosting people up with your attention and your understanding. And I think, you're going to draw this line where you're like, you know what, I have to stop caring so much, because it's draining me. So that's the advice there, pile 2. That's going to help you on your path to success. It's really important that you start putting up a boundary, especially a psychic boundary, an emotional boundary. And that's also tapping into that power of the Emperor. See, the Emperor wants to get something done too, right? The Emperor is very results oriented. So I think you're going to see that your own health and your own spiritual and emotional health has been compromised up until this point. And now you need to, you need to prioritize that. Okay? So pile 2, I think that's the crux of your message. So let's pull some oracle cards, and then I'll pull a few more tarot cards before I close this reading. Let's focus on advice. Balance. Yeah, balance. Let me put that there. Journey. Oh my gosh, this also came up in pile 1. You might want to watch the first reading. If that was calling out to you, that could be relevant for you as well. And the divine. Yeah. Balance, journey, divine. Okay. Journey, lining up with the 3 of Wands here. Also the King of Wands, because King of Wands can talk about travel. Yeah, I think you're setting your sights on something. You feel like you want to go the distance on something. This could be moving. This could be relocating. This could be like applying to a job that's not in your current location, but applying to a job somewhere else. It could also be like an adventure, like, oh, I've been wanting to do a cross-country road trip. Why don't I just do this finally? Okay, you're gonna get that excitement again. You're gonna get that passion and that curiosity and that excitement to explore and learn and wander. So balance here. It starts with that balancing act, right? It starts with putting the boundary around, a protective boundary around your soul, really. Like, you're going to realize that you've been draining too much in one direction and you need to be replenished. So balance, you see a figure here with deep roots, very, healthy root base, branching down into, down below and getting replenished, right, by the source. And then you also see these birds up above, which shows how your elevated thinking and your highest values, your grandest visions, your biggest dreams are going to come to your focus again. They're going to be reinvigorated and renewed here when you stop draining yourself in the kind of the situations or the dramas or the unfulfilling relationships that are currently in your life. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple more oracle cards. I'm just going to pull cards now before I give you their last message of advice. Pile 2's path to success. What more can we share with pile 2 at this time? What does pile 2 need to know on their journey to success? Because it is a journey, you know, it's an inner journey as much as it's an outer journey. It's as much a journey of personal transformation as it is a shift and development in your outer life. Darkening of the light. This is talking about, you know, this is just temporary. What you're suffering through is just a phase. And it will end. It has an expiration date. Okay. These are tarot cards, so let's cut the deck and get 2 more here. And then I realized I didn't pull from this deck, but I wanted to. Advice for pile 2, please. Advice for pile 2. Advice for pile 2. Cut the deck and get 2 more cards. Okay. Okay, wow, we have butterfly. Oh, I love that. I'm gonna put this right here. Butterfly. You know, I just read where did I read this? It might have been another YouTube channel, but you can't get to the butterfly stage without going through the darkness of the cocoon, okay? Beautiful message. Whoa, flock together. I think I know what that's about. Flock together. Oh my gosh, right next to this card with the flock of birds. Interesting. I see. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so these are the 8 of Pentacles. This is the 8 of Pentacles. And this is a major arcana card, which I believe is death. I'm gonna verify that. And then we have the 7 of Cups. Okay, interesting. I love these cards. They're so beautiful. I'm going to put these aside for now. Let's give you this new message. Okay, wow, beautiful messages here. I wanted to read from a couple of these guidebooks. First, let's talk about the butterfly. You know, the butterfly, which I happened to put down right below the ammonite. And, you know, on top of this hexagram, darkening of the light. So I think you are in the cocoon phase. I think that King of Cups is showing you in the cocoon phase. There are things going on with you that you can't share with the outside world. You're processing a lot. You're healing in a lot of ways too. It may not feel like that every day, but this is a transformative process that is slow and difficult. So give yourself credit. You're undergoing something right now that is definitely necessary for you to be that, you know, to be your fullest self, to fulfill your potential here, and to endure the dark night of the soul, to endure the darkness, to endure and persist through a difficult time when your special uniqueness has to be hidden away, or you know, when your truest thoughts and your deepest feelings have to be hidden away. It's important for you to remember that, like, this isn't going to be the way it's always going to be, okay? It's just a phase that you need to endure, but that is part of your evolution. and that will give you this chance to release the past and release these outdated versions of yourself, okay? So this is an incubation period. Now, I also love this card, right? Flock together. Because I was talking earlier about how, you know, I think you are surrounded by people who've been draining you, and just they're not really, they don't really have your best interests in mind, okay? So the message from the guidebook for flock together: when we gather, we have an opportunity to witness and be witnessed. Community strengthens our selfhood and confidence. Seek and celebrate your tribe, okay? If you don't have one, honor the tribe within. That's what I want to emphasize here. Honor the tribe within. There's a multitude of beings inside you. The shiny, happy parts, the sad, confused, messy parts, the wild and unpredictable parts. Many of them are shunned or disparaged. All deserve a place at your table. When we gather in community, or gather all the pieces of ourselves in sacred communion, we forge a bond of unity that helps sing the soul home, okay? Sing the soul home. And I love that, because with these birds here, this is your soul's journey to tap into and express the more vulnerable, sensitive sides of yourself, but in a way that is safe, right? It's not the time now to do this, you know this, but when you are rooted in the new life, when you are transformed into someone who has that stability, that strength to share your vulnerability, okay? That's coming, that's what's coming, that's what's around the corner here. You're on this journey to be a stronger, I heard impenetrable, a stronger version of you. Wow, I love that. And so it also tracks with this message here with the Sacred Web Tarot. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, and we see a goat climbing a mountain, okay? Diligence being the theme here. Diligence, again, enduring, persisting. You know, do what you can in the limited ways you can right now, but do what you can within these limitations. Do what you can to preserve your most sensitive parts, you know, your soulful self, your soul yearnings, to tap into that and give that space, you know, in the privacy of in the private ways that you must do it now. Like, do that, like preserve your sense of self, but be diligent and be hardworking in moving out of the situation, right? In working out of the situation, in working the steps out of the unhealthy environment that you're in. Now, this is the Death card, which is called Release in the Sacred Web Tarot. And it shows a lotus seed, a flower, and an infinity sigil. And I need to read this one because it's really beautiful. Like the seeds of the pine cone whose potential can only be released through fire, the difficult experiences of your life are opportunities for reconciliation and for spiritual growth. Trust in the mystery of the journey. Yes. The idea that you're perfectly centered in this holy movement, perfectly whole. And there's the divine. Yeah, the divine is with you. And the divine never leaves you. That's my input. Back to the guidebook. After the intense immersion of reflection, you are ready to let go of what no longer serves and embrace all that is contained within your own divine heart. From its inviolable cave, cast the light. Inviolable. That's what I was talking about. Impenetrable, right? From this inviolable cave, Cast the light of your heart into the world. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for all the thresholds you have crossed. Know there is eternal rebirth in all endings. Let this card remind you that grace lives within release, and that release will carry you home. I release everything that no longer serves. I release everything that no longer serves. Okay, that's the mantra. And then we have the Seven of Cups here, which talks about, the blossoming of opportunities in your life, the power of choice. You're going to get to a point in the near future where you dream again. You dream of possibilities again. It might have been some time now where you haven't even had the energy or the faith to have dreams, but the dreams are going to come back, and you're going to have these rich, vivid dreams and fantasies that will inspire you again to take action and to take those steps away and out of what's currently not serving you, away from the situations and the people that are not serving you. Okay, those dreams and those opportunities. See, it may not be opportunities at your doorstep, but it's going to be opportunities that your intuition is sensing. Okay, it's going to be visions of the new life, visions of a better life that are going to start beckoning you. That's so beautiful. I love that for you, pile 2. Okay, I'm going to discuss these last cards. We have the Six of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, lovely, the Wheel of Fortune, yes, and the Five of Swords. Okay, so pile 2, your path to success. Yeah, this is showing me that one chapter is closing and another is opening up. The message here is about not letting your defeatist attitude, not letting that stop you in your tracks. The Wheel of Fortune turns in your favor. It might not have turned in your favor recently, and you might have been feeling down on your luck. More so, I think you might have been feeling like you're stuck. But the Wheel of Fortune with the Ace of Pentacles is definitely coming through, showing you here is a way out. Here's what you need to spend your time on doing. Here's what you need to do every day. Okay, this is about like a new habit that you can form, or a new coping mechanism, a new behavior, a new response. Okay, and the seed is being planted. So the Wheel of Fortune is going to come through and offer this to you. With the Six of Cups, what I'm seeing here is that tenderness. Like, it's not like the people around you are awful. It's not like they're all awful. And that's what's difficult, is that I think you really do feel a sense of tribe and community with people currently in your life. It's just this awareness that over time, they're kind of keeping you in a comfort zone. They're kind of keeping you in this repetitive cycle of kind of instant gratification or ego stroking. It's like, oh, everything's good. Yeah, everything's fine. Let's like stick to these pleasantries. Meanwhile, you're aware of the deeper undercurrent. You're aware of who's lying about this, and you're aware of who might be cheating on so and so. So it's like all these things are kind of getting on you now. They're weighing on you because you have to keep up this pleasantry. You have to keep up a facade that like everything's fine. So that's how I see that Six of Cups. With the Five of Swords, again, it's the advice, it's the caution. Like, don't let the darkness that you are surrounded by, don't let that dissuade you from seeing a new way, seeing a new life, striving towards a new life, striving towards a new you, a new version of you, right? Releasing all that does not serve you. So Five of Swords, this you can definitely handle. You can definitely handle that. You're not going to be defeated by what was I saying? You may see that other people around you don't have integrity and they don't have honesty, right? But you're not going to let that defeat you. You're not going to let that keep you from
seeking a better life and a better version of yourself. That's the Wheel of Fortune, okay? What you seek is seeking you. So let the opportunities unfold and believe that these are coming towards you, and you're going to see very quickly that change is happening, and all you have to do is meet it where it meets you, okay? Meet change where it meets you. I hope that makes sense to you. Thank you so much for being here, Pile 2. Wonderful message. I really, really, really wish you the best, and feel free to share in the comments if you feel comfortable, like if you know how this resonates with you. And please do click the like and subscribe buttons as well to let me know that this has helped you, okay? Take care, Pile 2. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You selected the blue turquoise stone, and we're going to turn your card over. Careful affection. Thunder above, lake below. This is hexagram 54. Careful affection is your advice as far as your path to success. This is the first message we're getting. Careful affection. Interesting, because this came out in a reading recently. So if you saw that reading in the past week, or of a reading that's been filmed in the past week, and you got this hexagram, careful affection, this is definitely an emphasis on that reading as well. But you definitely don't have to be, that doesn't have to be the case here. So let's pull some cards. Your path to success, careful affection. So this could be about a relationship, definitely. Let me take a quick look here to jog my memory. If you're in doubt as to whether you should follow your heart or your head, allow some time to pass, and perhaps the answer will become clear. Boldly asserting yourself right now could bring misfortune, so do not attempt to be overly creative or to attract much favorable attention. At the same time, allowing yourself to drift aimlessly can be a mistake. Find balance in a middle way. Oops. Oh, okay. That is emphasized. Let's see, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Death card, whoa, we have the Fool card. Yeah, brand new beginning here. And we have the Seven of Wands. Resistance to change is what I'm hearing. And, you know, this Page of Swords is facing the Careful Affection card. The Death card is looking forward, and the Fool card, I don't see the Fool card is looking to the past. I feel like the Fool card is looking up, okay? The Fool card, the Fool in the Fool card, this is about being inspired and feeling exhilarated by change, and feeling like, you know, anything could happen, right? The Seven of Wands, there's some kind of resistance to that. There's some kind of something you're holding on to. So yeah, Pile 3, your path to success. I am getting that there is a relationship here, but it doesn't have to be the case for all of you. I think what this is really about is like, I think it's about approval. I think it's something about like not wanting to step out of bounds because you're afraid of what other people are going to think about you or how they're going to perceive you. And yeah, that's what I'm getting so far. Let's keep going. What is Pile 3's path to success? Whoa. Four of Wands. Okay. Pile 3's path to success. 10 of Wands. Wow. Yeah. So keeping up appearances is a burden on you right now. But what's interesting is I don't really see you struggling that much. I don't see you having like anything to be ashamed of, you know? It's like, oh, Eight of Wands. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's movement forward. The Five of Swords. Okay, this came out in the last reading. Let's get another card here. Let me cut the deck. This came out in pile 2, that Five of Swords, and the Death card, actually. You might resonate with pile 2. Four of Pentacles, okay. Another one. Page of Wands, okay. Pile 3, your path to success. Your path to success. Whew. Okay. So there's resistance here. You're feeling a bit resistance to change, but there's also other people around you who are resistant to your changes that you are undergoing, okay? Changes that you are exhibiting. You're exhibiting new ideas for what you want to do or who you want to be in life, new ideas for your path in life. This Death card is showing that you're ready to turn a corner on something. You're ready to put something behind you and like not look back. The Page of Swords with careful affection, you're still figuring out how to communicate this, I think. You're still figuring out how to communicate this in a way where you don't have to... See, I feel like you're trying to communicate this in the best light because you're still holding on to the past, frankly. It's like you're still holding on to this idea that you need to be perceived a certain way, and that's why I feel like the Four of Wands and the Ten of Wands is like this burden. You're really working hard to keep something pristine in a way. Like, again, keeping up appearances is what I first heard, but it's something a bit different from that. It's more like maybe keeping the peace, right? Maybe it's more like keeping the peace and not wanting to rock the boat, because you know that what you're going through, which is very real and very sincere, you know that it is going to inspire doubt or questioning in some way in the community around you, in the family around you, the family unit. Like, it's going to rock the boat somehow. It's going to be disruptive. And so you're trying not to be disruptive, but at the same time, it's like, the message I'm getting is just like, you know, do you. It's about, you know, honoring your path, honoring this change for you. But not to be destructive and not to rub it in people's faces. So careful affection is like, you know, it is about this way of navigating, like, navigating the relationships you're in, where you have to be true to yourself, but you also don't. You also recognize that there's no single person at fault. It's like you're recognizing, like, you contributed to the situation also. Like, you contributed to the situation by not speaking your truth, or not, like, asserting yourself in the beginning, or, you know, something like that. Like something kind of, you kind of, like, became complacent and became a little bit too lax in some way. And maybe, you know, the chickens have come home to roost. Like, if you don't trust somebody, there's a reason for that. You know, there's a reason for that, because maybe they had reason not to trust you in the beginning. Like, it's sort of that, right? Wow, okay. Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. Yeah, there's, you know, you're excited to do something new, but you also need to be aware that you can't ignore, you can't just like run away from the reason why you want to run, the reason why you want to run away. So here's the deal, pile 3. There's something in your life right now, maybe a relationship or maybe a number of relationships, like a web of relationships, right? And it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky to navigate. You know, you recognize that you had some part in that, you had some role in that, and it's giving you this temptation to just start all over and start fresh and like run away from it and just be like, you know what, I don't care about all of this, I just want it all to go away. Like I think there's a part of you that wants to do that, but the truth underpinning that is that you're feeling ready for a change, but you're also not quite taking responsibility for how life, you know, you need to, you're kind of not taking responsibility for how things deteriorated in your life now. I'm sorry, that's kind of a heavy message, and I'm not trying to rag on you or anything. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or shamed about this, because this is what we all go through. We all have to, this is just a part of growing, you know, gaining mastery over our lives. It's what we have to do at certain times is just recognize that, you know, we let something deteriorate, whether that's a relationship or even a relationship to ourselves, a relationship to our principles. You know, we've let something deteriorate, and it can be tempting to just be like, let's just throw it all out and start anew and start from the beginning. And that's the Fool card, you know, like, I don't want to see all this, I don't want to be around this anymore. I just want to run, you know, I just want to go somewhere else where I can start fresh, start new. And as tempting as that is, the problems will follow you, right? Because this is about a tendency and a pattern that needs to be addressed at the root. It needs to be addressed at the root, right? At the root, yeah. I want to pull up this card again because there's something that was calling out to me. The hexagram for careful affection. I feel like there's a very specific message here for one of you or for a few of you. Yeah. To overcome challenges and achieve longevity in a relationship, you need to remain mindful of extreme feelings of attraction, as well as the transitory nature of most relationships. It is an irony of life that the happiest people are those who have what they want and who want what they have. Okay, now I'm getting it. So I think there's a very specific message here for a few of you where there's a new person in your life that is making you want to leave and step out of a relationship, maybe even tempting you to, like, you know, to cheat, right? Which is the Five of Swords, tempting you to enter an affair, or just do something shady, you know, just do something that's really not fair to another person. So if that's the temptation here, is like, oh God, I just want to like go and have my thrills because I'm just tired of this. Like, you know, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I was seeking. And I just don't want this anymore. I'm going to go and have my fun. Like, if that's you, and you want to be a thrill seeker, that's totally your prerogative. You can certainly do that if you want. The message in the cards here is just to remember and be mindful that you reap what you sow. And so if this is the way you want to start a new relationship, just be mindful that it's not going to be a clean slate. You are going to bring to it the issues from the past relationship, the issues from the past relationship, right? As long as you continue to ignore it and not address it, those issues will rear their ugly heads again. And, you know, again, what I'm seeing with the root issue is that you're having trouble you're having trouble with other people's opinion of you, kind of wanting their approval or wanting their respect, wanting their admiration. However, you have to remember that, like, that's not a given in life. Like, that's not going to always be, it's like, if you keep chasing that, it's going to keep you dissatisfied, because other people are unpredictable, and you really just can't control that. You can't control what they think. You can't control their own, personalities and motivations. So it's like, why waste that energy? And so that's what I'm seeing here with the Ten of Wands and the Four of Wands. It's like, why keep wasting the energy? Now, the Eight of Wands here, swift action, but again, I feel like it might be you rushing into something, rushing into a new situation that you might not be prepared for. Now, you may not want to hear this. I'm sorry. It's not the most, pleasant message to get, but hopefully you're someone who, if this is resonating with you, you're just like honest with yourself, right? This isn't a message for everyone too. So if this isn't resonating for you, this isn't your message. It's that simple. Okay, we got the Snake card. Wow. We got the Snake card. Let's go ahead. Because the snake, I feel like, the first thought is like, oh, snake, someone's being a snake. But actually, the snake is not the villain we tend to make them out to be, right? The snake is not always poisonous, and the snake offers a lot of wisdom, because the snake is about transformation. It's about shedding a skin and growing, evolving. So that's the thing here, right? This is about, maybe you want a new relationship, and you have the new relationship energy, and there's someone in your life that's like inspiring you to just throw everything out and start over. Maybe you see a new path in life, a new job, a new role, a new career, and you're like, yeah, let me just start over. Like, I'm so tired of this old path. The snake is really telling you that transformation always has the full process of transformation is connected. It's like the seeds of your new life start here in the old life. They don't just have this disconnect. It's all connected. And so if you really want a new change and a new life, and you want to be a new person, if you really want that, you have to address what's going on in the now and what's gone on in the past. You have to address that. You have to process that. You have to learn from that. But yeah, let's take a look at the guidebook for snake. The healing spiral. Snake is the fertile union between ebb and flow. She willingly lives life's experiences, then releases them back to the earth when they no longer serve her existence, shedding her skin regularly to release and be born anew. When resting, snake forms a coiled spiral, soaking in the warmth from the earth, bringing herself into balance and healing. Sometimes it might feel like you are just going in circles, revisiting old patterns or wounds you thought were healed. But snake indicates that this can be positive. Exactly, right? Old patterns, old wounds, you can't keep ignoring that. Her body forms circles within circles, a reminder that healing happens in a spiral, and what we thought we left behind must sometimes be revisited for healing to be complete. That's beautiful. While snake's spiraling energy might journey towards the stars, her actual body rests against the earth. Snake reminds you to spend time resting your own body on the ground. Close your eyes and receive the earth's frequencies. Again, be grounded, pile 3. Stay focused, be grounded. The Fool. Remember that in the Fool card, this person is looking up and they're not aware of the ledge in front of them. They're not aware that they're about to step off the ledge to their likely demise, okay? So, you gotta keep your wits about you here. Close your eyes and receive the earth's frequencies. Stay focused on your vision of wholeness. You are making progress, even if it sometimes appears you are just going in circles. Patience, forbearance of concrete conclusions, easy flow. To bring into balance, retune yourself to Earth's biorhythms and allow them to assist your return to wholeness by spending time resting your body on the soft ground. So the message with the snake is also about corporeal right? I think that like the body, right? The physical senses, and being grounded in that, being sensual. And you know, a lot of times when we have a sexual rebirth, I'm just going to talk about sex now because I feel like this is a message for somebody here, especially with the Page of Wands, right? A lot of times when we have sexual desires reawakening, or like a sexual, or like a restlessness, like, oh my gosh, your libido kicks up and you're just like, what, you know, I can't, you know, you have a new relationship, or you're a new attraction to someone, and it can be very strong. It can be really like intense for you, right? A lot of times that is also connected to a new relationship we have to our bodies. That's why for some people, it's when they get physically fit and they get healthy, and their blood is pumping again through their, you know, their circulation improves and their breathing improves, and they feel so much more alive than they have in a long time. And a lot of times that's why their sexual drive also matches that. It kicks up, and they, you know, and they yeah, definitely, it's like energy. It's also the kundalini, right? It's also related to the kundalini rising. So I think you might be in this process, whether or not it's sexual, but it's definitely like physical. It's like physical energy that you're experiencing that wants to be released, and it wants to be channeled. And so that's also the restlessness. You're also just like, God, I can't keep doing the same thing day in and day out. I need something new. I need a change. But it's, again, it's like you have to navigate this with the idea that you somehow have to be perfect, and you're not supposed to show other people, you know, you're somehow supposed to be static and stable, and you're supposed to project an identity that's stable. And that's why it's hard for you to be it's hard for you to deal with the relationships or the people around you, the system around you. It's hard for you to navigate that and be both authentic and be both like, okay, I still have these, I still have responsibilities, I still have obligations, I still have people relying on me, I still have people believing in me, you know, I still have people caring about me, or not. You know, it's like in other words, your transformation isn't existing in a vacuum. It's existing in this whole interconnected web and this world. And so your changes do impact other people. And so the question is, how can you be true to yourself, and how can you grow in the direction you want to grow in, while being ethical, while still adhering to your highest values and principles, right? It's like your healing journey can be scary for somebody else's healing journey too. It can trigger that, or it can like inspire them, or it can make them fearful. You know, you don't know that. You don't know that for sure. But I'm not trying to say like, oh, you got to keep this under wraps because you don't want to rock the boat. I think that's your temptation. Your temptation is like, this has to be secret. Like, I can't let this be known. And that's why, again, I talked about the affair and the secret affair, because it's like, having an affair is somehow a comfort. It's, in a weird way, it's this comfort zone, because it's like, let me be a new person, let me grow, and let me experience this fullness, but only in this bubble that doesn't shake up the rest of my life, right? That's what an affair does. It's like, it's this misguided notion that you can kind of explore this side of yourself and experience this pleasure and this joy without damaging the rest of your life. But what you do when you do that is that you cheat yourself, is what happens when you do that. You cheat yourself, because you're depriving yourself of the acceptance of the wholeness of who you are. You're depriving yourself of that. You're rejecting your deepest self. You're rejecting that you are a person who deserves to have a whole, full life. Okay, now I don't want to I'm not trying to be here to be judgmental or anything. I think, you know, if you need to seek therapy, definitely do that, because you know, professional therapy can be great when we have these really, really, really big inner conflicts that, you know, really can really have an impact on our lives and the people around us too, right? So pile 3, wow. Again, careful affection. Okay, back to that careful affection. You know, examining these urges, examining what it is you're experiencing on the physical level, that's going to be key here. Now, I have just a few more cards to pull, right? Yeah. I'm going to wrap this up, pile 3. I'm going to try to figure out the best advice for you because, you know, this is a thorny situation. There's really no easy answer here, but I do want to give you some advice that you can apply immediately. So let's see. Let's do our best to get that message for you. What is the advice for pile 3? I mean, you definitely already got advice with the snake, right? The snake being like, you know, if you find yourself repeating patterns, like it's okay to revisit old wounds when that time comes, because there's something there that has to be addressed, and there's some kind of healing or closure that has to happen before you can move on to the next chapter, the next phase. What was the other? Yes, it's this one, right? Yeah. Okay. Advice for pile 3, please. Advice for pile 3. Wow. So we have the Empress card. Self, you know, again, I'm hearing radical acceptance, radical love. Student of water. So now that's the Page of Cups. We have Page's energy here. A lot of Page's energy with the Page of Swords, Page of Wands, and now the Page of Cups. So this is about, you know, a beautiful tenderness and gentleness and sensitivity that needs to be nurtured at this time. You know, be forgiving, be kind to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so, you know, it's also about like thinking that you need to be perfect again, right? Thinking that you need to be perfect when none of us can be perfect. Like we don't, none of us gets to be perfect. You know, like we're here to have flaws. We're born into this world where everyone is flawed. And so the Student of Water, the Page of Cups, is talking about like, you know, none of us are pure and are just perfect and pure and pristine. And so it is about, you know, the messiness too of emotions, the messiness of life, where sometimes we just have to let it out and embrace and express, like, you know, negative feelings, negative thoughts. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm seeing here purging, right? See, this little bird is washing themselves in the water. So it's almost like this baptism too, which refers to the full. It's like a baptism in the fullness of who you are. Releasing those feelings, releasing those, experiencing, certainly experiencing and processing and feeling. Feel the feelings in order to release them. That's what I'm trying to say. We have the Star. Lovely energy. And we have the Voice. Oh my goodness, wow. Yeah, this is about, again, expressing your sensitive self, your deepest, you're expressing the side of you that is very, oh, you know what? Let me just pause here. The Star and the Voice. Yeah, you need to it's going to be healing for you to talk about something. So again, I feel like you need a therapist or a confidant, someone that you can, a safe space where you can talk about your feelings, because they're kind of messy, you know. And I think you've been feeling guilty about something, like guilty about feelings for another person, or guilty about, you know, not liking another person, like, oh, I really don't like my mother-in-law, you know, like something like that, like where you've been trying to maintain this composure, emotional composure, but you need a safe space where you can lose that composure, because it's going to be very releasing. It's going to be relief to just let go of that, you know, trying to keep it up, trying to maintain, trying to keep up appearance. Bloom like a badass. Yeah. Bloom like a badass. So you see, pile 3, I hope nothing I said has made you feel ashamed, because there's nothing to be ashamed here of, okay? We all go through difficult challenges in life where we have to accept that something is no longer just bringing joy into our lives. And so it's like, you know, your truth is your truth. You got to stand in your truth and stand in your power. Now, are there going to be people who are hurt by your truth? Maybe. You don't know that for sure. But bloom like a badass is saying, you know, defiantly be yourself. Defiantly be who you are without needing other people's opinions or approval to feel that way, right? You don't need other people to validate you. Easier said than done, right? But you really don't. You really don't. Bloom like a badass. Just keep follow your bliss, but also follow your wisdom. Okay, this is the lotus flower. The lotus flower is about our spirituality. It's about our highest self. Again, the star. Okay, so this is a path of healing for you. Bloom like a badass. This is about healing the wounded aspects of yourself that, you know, they might be showing up in some kind of destructive tendency, or some, you know, maybe a desire to run away, a shirk responsibility, run away from an obligation, run away from a promise, break a promise. You know, it could be that, but like, again, bloom like a badass. It's like who you truly are is not this hurtful person or this mean person. You know, it's who you truly are is someone who is connected to the source and spiritual, and believes in the highest good, right? Believes that all of us deserve to be connected and full of joy and full of bliss. So I think it starts with you just going back to the inner source, inner roots, going back to the roots of your issues, that these patterns in your life that you're seeing, that you're feeling again, destructive patterns, or you know, constricting patterns that make you feel like there's no joy in life. You know, address that again, face that again, and recognize that you don't owe it to anyone to be miserable. It's like someone else's happiness does not have to hinge, or rather your happiness does not have to hinge on someone else's happiness. Yeah, that's a lot. I know there's a lot I said here. So pile 3, yeah, maybe this is a good time to just like take a bath and reflect and release. Definitely do some releasing here of, you know, past notions, past beliefs that no longer serve you. Releasing feelings, just crying. If you have to cry, let it out. Cry. If you're grieving, if you're missing someone, like, just cry. You know, it's okay. It's totally okay. You don't have to have composure all the time. You don't have to be positive and, you know, present yourself like you're happy all the time, right? So pile 3, that was your message for today. These are all the pieces of advice that will keep you on this path to success in, you know, finding your bliss, being joyful, being happy, being fulfilled. Thanks for being here, pile 3. I wish you the very best. Take care.